continuing on with this with a kind of stream of depressing life update videos. This video is titled Goodbyes because that's kind of what life is throwing at me so far. Well, not so far, as of late. My life really changed, is changing a lot in the span of like a month, and it's kind of insane. Um, but to take it back a little step further, obviously I made the life update back in April when Cody died, and that was a big change. Like that was a noticeable change in the household. But you know, um, I don't want to say it didn't affect me, but I feel like it didn't affect me as much because like he was my mom's cat. He definitely favored my mom, and so that happened, and then Patches dies a couple weeks ago. That was huge. So I'm still like recovering from that, but I feel I've accepted that now. Um, I have like a deeper acceptance, I suppose. Um, and then I quit Alter Brewing. I think I said that in the last update video, or maybe I was going to quit Alter Brewing in the last update video. I quit Alter Brewing, and I was only there for like 2 months, I think. And even then, it was like a spotty 2 months. Like I took a couple days off here and there. But I actually genuinely enjoyed working there. You know, it was definitely the best restaurant job that I've ever had. Everybody's really nice. Everything operated really smoothly. And yeah, there just wasn't really like kind of petty bullshit much. I mean, there was just like it was just like the one chef that I always complain about, but even he wasn't like terrible. Like I feel like his reputation was a little worse than it actually was. Um, and I really should listen to my previous life updates because I fear that I repeat myself, but vibes are contagious. You know, my last day at Alter, I was training a new guy, and I kind of came up with that as I was talking to him. You know, and just like vibes really are contagious. Like if you have, it takes like one person to just like mess up an environment. You know, but similarly, it takes one person that can really raise an environment. And yeah, it's a little easier to tear something down than it is to build something up, but you have to start somewhere, you know. So I mean, if you have bad vibes, if you have one person with good vibes, that could grow. Um, but yeah, it also works vice versa. So I guess like, although I have been actively working on it, and I think I'm actually doing pretty well for the past couple years. There's ups and downs, of course, especially with like how things are affecting me outside of, yeah, especially how things may affect a person. It's hard to keep morale up. But it's just a good lesson to have in the back of your mind. Just vibes are contagious, so best to keep them positive. The next thing I'm saying goodbye to is VVSI, and I don't know. That one's really bittersweet, I guess. Like, I would say like 80% sweet, 20% bitter, if I had to put a number on it. Um, I've I've been employed there for the last 6 years. Like, VVSI was majority of my adult life. So, and I'm actually 28 today, as of recording, July 19th. So, yeah, I've been there since I was 20. I'm trying to math six. I was 21, I think, because I started in June. So 6 years. Yeah, so I was 21. Um, yeah, I don't know, it's crazy. Like I've definitely changed a lot throughout that span. Um, now I've changed substantially, and I'm sure it's hard to tell. I'm sure it's hard for my coworkers to see that because they see me every day, and you know, um, once you get like an idea of someone, then it kind of sticks around for a while. But for better or for worse, I know I know that I've changed a lot and grown a lot in that time period. And with that growth, I've definitely outgrown working there. I'd probably say since I graduated from North Central, I just like just waiting for my opportunity to fucking to leave, cause I don't know. My coworkers are okay for the most part. Like I like my coworkers. I mean, they can be a little annoying sometimes, but literally anybody could be a little annoying sometimes. Like no one's perfect, so it's fine. Um, pretty happy for like the work environment itself. I was always able to just like chill, or if I got work done early, I would study for my LSAT. No one really said anything, and whenever I asked for time off, I always got it. Like it was like literally never really an issue. Um, and yeah, like they enabled me to go to school. You know, like I wouldn't really be. Well, I don't know. I kind of go back and forth. Like I would have figured out a way to go to school, but they definitely made this a lot easier. Like the money was good for how young I was, and like I said, anything I asked for, really, I pretty much got it. So I really can't be more grateful for that. The only negative thing is just like our clients. Our clients are just they're just very difficult to work with, and I understand there's like inner workings of like politics and like every job and whatnot. Like I'm sure my clients don't want to be super annoying, but sometimes like they are, and that's just the fact of the matter. And I'm very tired of dealing with it. I want to like have like this job, in my opinion, is not a real job. Like yeah, you have an office job, you go into work, and you do your job, you do your 8 to 5, but it doesn't pay like an actual job for adults should pay. It doesn't have benefits like an actual job for adults should have benefits, and the people that I have to work for, not my employers necessarily, again our customers, they're just like I don't know. They have like I don't know. I don't want to be insulting, but they're just very needy and do not think for themselves a lot. So I don't know. I'm gonna miss my coworkers. I'm not gonna miss a job. That's basically where I'm at with that. Um, I'm also gonna be. I'm also saying goodbye to a lot of my friends. Like obviously I'm gonna see them. I'm not gonna just like stop being friends with them. But I imagine I'm not gonna be around as much as I want to be. Like I might have to miss a few parties now, or I might have to miss a few like hangout opportunities. And the other thing is like, I was kind of the only person that ever really initiated plans anyway, outside of like parties. That was Johnny and Jesus, but like, no one ever wants to like schedule a meetup. You know, it's usually just like one-on-one with my friends lately, and it's kind of sad, but I don't know. One of these days when I have a house, I'll actually have fucking people over. um, and then yeah, we could all see each other again and shit. But it's just gonna, I don't know. It's just gonna suck. Like, well, maybe not. Maybe it won't suck. Let me take that back. But it's definitely gonna be different. You know. Um, I was gonna miss seeing my friends all the time. But like I said, they're always gonna be in my life. They're stuck with me now, so it just the dynamics is just gonna be different. I feel like. Next, I'm gonna say goodbye to living with my mom and my brother. Um, and kind of like subsequently Downers Grove. So like I said, I'm 28 years old now. It's definitely time to move out. I've wanted to move out. It's not like I didn't want to move out. I wanted to, dude. If I had the money, I would have moved out a long time ago, but I just don't. So it's cool that I'm finally moving out, but at the same time, like it's a little, I don't know, it's a little weird. Like I lived with my mom and my brother my whole life pretty much. Like besides like a brief stunt when I lived with, besides a brief stunt when I lived in Westmont with my granddad, but it's definitely gonna be weird. Like it's gonna be a good change. Like I'm gonna be happy to just have control over my space and not have the burden of like having to navigate fucking my brother screaming on his video games all day, or having to clean up after other people's messes, and just having a clean apartment would be amazing, and having a big bed, nice queen size bed for myself, amazing. Um, it's really gonna be great. But I am gonna miss them, and I feel like I don't know, cause I talk to my mom like at least once a week when I come home from work, you know, just chat. And again, I'm still gonna talk to my mom, but it's just gonna be different. Like, I'm not gonna come home and then her just be there to talk. I'm gonna have to like FaceTime her or some shit. And same thing with Nathan. Like, him and I would just chill, you know, just talk, just bullshit. But I feel like that would be fine. I'm gonna try to play video games with him more often. You know, there's always gonna be Discord, so I plan on being able to chill with Nathan a lot still. Um, if anything, I might be a little nicer because I won't be as irritated about him leaving a mess everywhere. Well, I won't be irritated about that. I won't be irritated at him about that at all, actually, because it won't really be my problem anymore. But at the same time, like, I don't know. I'm a little worried because now Nathan's gonna have to bear the brunt of my mom's nonsense. Like, just one thing I think about a lot is like, I'm pretty much the only person that cleans, so no one's gonna clean anymore. No one's really gonna take care of Alex anymore, which makes me feel bad because Alex is just a cat, you know. He needs people to take care of him, and he's a good boy. I guess one thing that makes me glad is that like Patches isn't under like my mom's care, cause, dude, I was concerned about like how well she's gonna be cared for, but I guess in a way, thankfully, I don't need to worry about that or her. Still gotta worry about my little Alex though. And yeah, I guess I was saying earlier, like, I'm saying goodbye to Downers Grove because, again, I lived in Downers for most of my life. Like I said, I lived in Elmhurst for a couple months, I think, and then I lived in. Sorry, did I say Elmhurst? I lived in Westmont for a couple months. Then I lived in Elmhurst for a couple years, and but otherwise, yeah, just Downers all day. And I love it here. This has always been my home. I think Downers. I think home. This is and will be home to me for a long time. But Downers isn't going anywhere. I can always come back some other day. Yeah, it is just gonna be weird though. Like, not actually living in Downers for a little while. Actually, I had like a side thought. I had a side thought that came and went. um, yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I guess here's like another side thought. Like, I think about like where, I mean, it's really impossible to plan where I'm gonna move out to after I graduate. But if I can live like in Chicago and not need a car anymore, that would be pretty great because I'm super over it. But I feel like even if I did live in Chicago, like there's not really much getting around not having a car because I would still have to like, I would still need my car to visit like my mom or like my friends and stuff like that. So there's just no really getting around it, unfortunately. Um, Next thing I'm saying goodbye to is export. I've gone to export for, dude. I feel like a year or two after I graduated, so almost 10 years. And yeah, there's definitely periods of time where I didn't go regularly, but like export has been my gym for a long time. And there isn't an export in DeKalb or really near DeKalb. I think the closest one's like maybe 30 minutes. I think maybe 40, 45. So the point is like, I'm not gonna hike out like that for the gym. You know, as much as I love export. And yeah, I don't know. It's just like I really like my gyms. I remember when I started going to the one. I think it's also considered Downers now, but the one on 75th Street. When I started going there, at first I was immediately like, nah, I don't like this. I don't care for this. I like the one in Downers on Belmont way more. But then like, it grew on me after a little while because like I kind of recognized right away. It's like I just didn't like the one on 75th because it was new, and I liked what I liked. I liked what I was used to. But then like I was like, really? I mean, would I rather drive 7 minutes kind of out of the way to be able to come back home and shower, or and have to get used to this one on 75th, or would I rather drive to Butterfield, shower at Butterfield? No, Butterfield or Belmont. Anyway, I forget. I don't know. I don't know what street it's on anymore. Now that I think about it, I think it is actually Butterfield. Anyway, would I rather drive to Butterfield, shower Butterfield, and then go to work? And just like, I think the former is a better option. I'd much rather just shower at home, and like plus like I added to the routine. I got these like protein shakes, Premier Protein coffee, amazing. So yeah, I would just I'd come home from the gym, you know, visit the toilet, and enjoy my protein shake, and then take my shower and go to work, which I actually very much enjoy, and could possibly even like. Because like I said, I enjoyed that a lot. Like it's almost kind of like a treat to myself. I'm like, I think that little extra like hit of dopamine like helped me maintain the habit of going to the gym. But who knows? Whatever. Point is, I'm happy. Oh, I was happy with how things with my routine, but now the routine is gonna have to be modified a little bit. Thankfully, there's a gym like right down the street from like my apartment, so I can probably just like walk or run there in like 10 minutes. Run there in 10 minutes, walks probably like 15, 20. Point is, it is stupid close, so thankfully I won't have to drive super out of the way. I just hope I like the gym, or I hope, yeah, I just hope I like it. People are always like, oh, doesn't your school have a gym? And it does, but the hours are like 7 to 7, which is not going to work for me. And the gym also just looks like objectively terrible, which is shocking to me because I think NIU is actually like a pretty big deal in terms of like sports, namely football. But I don't know. I could afford to do more research. At the very least, you would think a school that size would have a bigger, better gym, but it just doesn't. Which is a shame because like schools should really encourage their students to, not only work on their mental strength and exercise like their minds, but exercise the body because they both inform each other. But that's a whole other side rant. I could probably save for another video. Next on the list is my motorcycle. I actually haven't even ridden this year because I don't know. Part of me is a little scared, which is also in part because like my motorcycle needs some TLC. Like it might need new brakes, so I'll have to check. It's probably gonna need a new rear tire. It's definitely gonna need new chain. Probably a new oil change actually. Now that I think about it, the thing needs some serious TLC, and I don't really have the money to take care of that. So just like I don't know if I want to ride that thing, and I don't know. It used to be such a huge part of my life, and I used to think it made me feel better. I don't know if it actually did or not, but it used to be such a big part of my life and something I used to look forward to and something I loved. And now, like, no matter what, if I ride this season or not, like, I'm retiring. And, yeah, I don't know. I don't think it's necessarily something I ever thought I'd do. I remember there's a time where, like, when there's any issue with the motorcycle, I would just drop the money to pay to fix it, like, no second thought. But now that's just very much in the back burner, on the very, 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 very back end of my priorities. But we all change, I definitely intend on coming back once I graduate. It might take me like a couple of years to figure out my finances to get a new bike, but I definitely want to get one of those Indian Scott Boppers. I've had my eye on that thing for so many years, and it might just be more age appropriate, and maybe not necessarily age, because I'll only be 31 when I graduate. Maybe like 33 by the time I could afford a new bike. Point is, like, I don't really want to be on a crotch rocket by the time I'm ready for my next bike. Um, I actually don't really want a crotch rocket right now. Like, as much as I love my bike, like, I wouldn't say I'm over it, but I think I'd say I've had my fun. So, I'm ready for something a bit more mature. Um, and yeah, I don't know. I feel like I'm missing something. Like, I feel like I'm saying goodbye. I have to say goodbye to something else. Maybe some things else, but point of this video is like just a lot of goodbyes and just a lot of changes all in a month, you know, like everything happens super quick. I just feel like, yeah, everybody changes, but I feel like some may experience changes, big changes, at slower rates than others. And to me, it just seems like everything has happened or is happening within the span of a month, and it's just super quick for me. But you know, I'm not necessarily like, some things I'm more sad about than others. Like patches, that one's like very sad. But other things, you know, like export, eh, not that big a deal. VVS, not that big a deal. I guess it's more so just the fact that like so many things are changing. But change ultimately is good. You know what I mean? Like, these are all changing for a great reason. Well, besides patches dying, I guess like a lot of these things are changing for a great reason. And it's time to move on to the next chapter. And I guess like when exploring the unknown, like you can be scared, you can be excited. I'm just feeling both. And it changes from day to day, I guess, or maybe even hour to hour. Sometimes I'm super excited. Sometimes I'm scared and nervous. Sometimes it doesn't even feel real. Like, I don't know. I keep saying I spent all these years trying to get into law school so I could be a lawyer, but now that's starting, and I'll be in class a month from now. I don't know. It's just like I was thinking about it yesterday. It seems almost like I'm getting I'm getting on like a spaceship to go to another planet. It almost seems like that just cuz like how different things are going to be, you know? And like yeah, like it's going to be safe. It's going to be fine. I'm going to get there, you know. And I can always come back, but the thing is like once I get on this spaceship, like I have to commit, you know? And it just like it's not even like I feel compelled to hit the emergency escape button, but there's like a thing in the back of my mind that says like I can before I make like potentially a huge mistake. Even though I genuinely don't think I'm making a mistake. Like I know this is the right thing for me, but again, like it just I don't know. All these changes that are happening so fast, and the debt that I'm about to incur is not inconsequential. But I mean, I know for a fact it could be fine. I'll be fine. Like if I've learned anything over like my I've learned a lot over my educational career, but one of the things that I learned is that I can always trust myself to get things done or figure things out. Like I know I can trust myself, so that's all I really got to do, I guess. Do the best I can, trust myself, try not to stress out too much in the throughout the process. But yeah, that's pretty much everything I wanted to talk about this month. I'm super excited. I'm actually I've been in the process of moving since July 14th. That's when I picked up the key. So yeah, it's like a little stressful, but I'm trying to. I was trying to get a little worked up, and I was like, wait, it's gonna be fine. Just calm down. It just I don't know. It's just hard because I like planning, and if my plans like impede on others that like don't have a solid firm commitment, it gets like it gets I don't know. I would say a little annoying, maybe a little stressful, but again, it's fine. I'm just trying to keep a cool head. Um, I'm gonna have everything figured out. I guess like the only thing I'm really worried about is that Junior's visiting on Saturday, July 29th, and I just want to have everything ready for when he gets there. But I mean, it literally will be ready. So it's again, it's really not that big a deal. Um, yeah. Last video, I know for a fact I said I was gonna try to get these videos out a little earlier. And I promise it is an effort, but I just have a lot going on this month, or these past few weeks, I guess, or whatever. Just trying to move myself. But hopefully next video, next life update will be a little better vibes than these past few. In the meantime, I'm gonna try to upload more videos, but like I just don't really have a lot of content to upload. I was thinking about maybe uploading some Diablo stuff, but I don't know. It just doesn't seem like the most exciting. But yeah, I guess thanks for tuning in on this long video. I had a lot to talk about, and yeah, catch you in the next one.